There was one in particular where she said, it was about an hour and 6 minutes into the graduation ceremony, when she said essentially that some people basically attempt to divide us because they make certain prejudicial judgments against you about how you look before they actually see you. And I thought that was interesting. Because I think when people on the left talk about this concept of, discrimination, or not actually getting to know the actual person before kind of understanding maybe, why they say the things they do or make the decisions that they do. I get that. I think that's valid. The question I have to ask, though, is that when I look at a lot of the things that the left is trying to push right now, whether it be through policy, whether it be through critical race theory, I feel like that's exactly what they're doing. And this would be fascinating. I'd love to have someone on the left who watches this to come on Facebook or on YouTube, leave a comment and tell me where I'm wrong on this. But it seems to me that the big push right now from a policy perspective, from a legislative perspective, on identifying people based off of their skin color or based off of their race or based off of their sexual identity or whatever it is, and then automatically making judgments with respect to that, that seems to be, I would say, far more common on the left right now than it is on the right. Now, that's not I'm not talking about individual decisions, right? I'm sure everyone can find individual people that will come to certain conclusions about somebody and allow that conclusion to shape their whole view of that person without actually ever getting to know them or understand their story, right? I think all of us can be guilty of that. But when it comes to pushing policy, and especially things like critical race theory, where it's this idea that based off of your skin color, you automatically fall into an oppressor or an oppressed class, and that's where you're at. Okay, that seems to be a direct contradiction to what she's, extolling her students to do. And again, I would love to have an explanation, because when I hear someone on the left say that it's not appropriate to simply just look at someone and judge them without actually getting to know them first, see the actual person, not just, whatever it is you can visually ascertain immediately. I get that. I don't think there's any confusion. I don't think there's any difference really of opinion between right and left on that. What we have confusion on is, are your actions actually reflecting that? Or are we being told that you're not allowed to have certain opinions or make certain statements or even engage in debate on certain issues unless you're the right skin color or you're the right gender or you have the right sexual identity or whatever it is? Like we're being told you will automatically be excluded from some conversations unless you just want to repeat back what apparently wants to be heard. Unless you're willing to do that, you will be excluded based off of things, again, like skin color, sexual identity, gender, etc. So I would like someone to reconcile those two things for me. I would love for someone on the left to do that, because that doesn't make sense to a lot of us who are conservatives. All right, so let's get right to the point of the clip that has raised so much contention. And again, if you're on the left, I'm going to explain why conservatives see this and have a problem with it. If you're on the right, I'm also going to try to explain the way I have friends on the left have explained to me the way they see this. So we're going to try to have a conversation here on, again, when the right talks to the left, what do they hear? When the left talks to the right, what do we hear? And how do we actually define our terms in such a way that we can have a productive conversation? So let's go ahead and listen to this portion of the clip right here.